Welcome to Our Kids, brought to you by the Jefferson County Public School. I'm Ballard High School correspondent Laurel Deppen. This October, school is back in full swing and we have lots of stories to share. We'll show you how our students are practicing compassion. They're embracing 21st century learning and having literary discussions over the internet. We'll also have stories from our 5-star student correspondents.
JCPS offers many programs, but there's one program that stands out over the rest. Our Kids Television is a broadcast that is hosted by JCPS students and showcases feature stories produced by those students as well.
Free and reduced meals have always been a hot topic through JCPS, but this year, a few more schools have been added to the menu.
A 3rd grader at Kennedy Montessori found a way to serve her community. She raised money by selling candy bars and used those funds to supply backpacks and school supplies to her classmates.
Jade. Jade has been with us since preschool, and she's always been, if I may say so, a little firecracker. Very independent, very compassionate.
She came to me and said she would really like to help some of the kids at her school, and I asked her how so, and she just said basically that her friends at school, sometimes they wouldn't have paper or they wouldn't have the things that she would have, and so she would like to make sure that they had what they needed.
I just thought of the kids here at school and I wanted to help them.
Her mom called and said, would you mind if we, maybe put together a few backpacks for students? And I said, well, of course. And then she said, well, Jade wants to sell candy bars so that she can buy school supplies.
Kit Kats, Snickers, Twix, Reese's.
She said, well, maybe we'll do 5, then it was 10, then it was almost 40.
Sometimes they would say yes, sometimes they would say on my way out, or sometimes they would say no.
We always work with the students on being good citizens, and we want them to understand the importance of giving back to the community and always wanting to help others.
I got pencil pouches, pencils, scissors, folders, paper.
To see the faces of the students, to know that here's this backpack for you and it's already filled. And the nice thing is that they were in assorted colors, and so the students were able to choose the one that they wanted.
When I carried them in, I felt happy because I know that I was helping someone else.
In today's times, there's so much negativity, and when you see something like this, it gives you hope, and it lets you know that the work that you're doing isn't in vain. It lets you know that, okay, yeah, this is worthwhile, and then it also lets other children know, hey, she did that, maybe I can do it.
It's really important for me to let Jade know and my other daughter know the importance of paying it forward, because without the help of my aunts and stuff, I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I've been able to do. So it was important for me to instill that into them. I mean, even the smallest thing can make a difference.
"24 JCPS schools have started a VEX robotics program through a grant from the Robotics Education and Competition Foundation. Students involved in this program get hands-on experience in science, technology, engineering, and math. The VEX Robotics World Championship will be in Louisville, Kentucky in the spring and will host 850 teams from 29 countries.
On my mark, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
So this is VEX.
And there they go!
We're doing a teacher training for the Jefferson County Public Schools. They have invested and made a commitment to STEM education here district-wide.
There are 2 different types of VEX, VEX IQ and VEX ERD.
I think this is probably the most exciting thing that we have done in JCPS as far as instructional technology in years. And the thing that I really love about it is that it really incorporates everything that we talk about with 21st century skills.
I've been
programming a robot and building one.
And what do we wait for, Corey?
All of the green light.
Well, we kind of had to figure out how to like program the steering to make it like easier, because at one point we had it going like the left and the right on the controller were like up and down, so it was kind of like confusing. We had to figure out how to program it correctly, and then we had to like practice like steering it to get it correct.
So in building the robots and being able to program the robots and then to be able to guide and direct them and work together to make that happen, we get all the 21st century skills covered in a very authentic way. So communication, the collaboration, the problem solving, the transferring of the technology skills.
They're actually one of the leaders right now in the country. So they want STEM education, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, accessible and available to all students in every school. And it's a big deal. It's a large district, and there's a lot of schools here that students are going to have this opportunity.
It's definitely very fun, and it provides lots of challenges.
It's like more logical, like math problems. Like, yeah, you use a lot of logic to like solve them correctly. But then with robotics, you have to like put in like physical work, and like it's really like mental, like strategy and stuff.
On my mark, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay.
One of the things that has really been very, very exciting over the past 7 years that I've been teaching robotics is to see how children who may be a challenge in some other classroom or in some other area, they get so caught up with robotics and the hands-on that it offers, as well as the idea of problem solving. You'd be amazed at how it can transform a child who might have been experiencing difficulty in another room, and that gives me tremendous satisfaction as an educator.
Teachers will tell you they can do amazing things when the kids are actually excited and want to learn and are interested in the subjects.
I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm not super into like programming and everything, and like I think I might join the robotics team after this.
JCPS has instituted a new grading system for the 2015-2016 school year. I had the chance to see what it's all about and what students can expect.
This past June, the school board voted to change the grading scale in Jefferson County. This change will be effective throughout the 2015-2016 school year, as Ballard Principal Dr. Stacy Edelman explains.
They changed the ranges for an A to be 90 to 100. The range for a B is also larger, and then the ranges for C, D are a little bit smaller, but they're still lower than they were before. And then the percentage that is considered failing is the same as it was before.
JCPS's new scale will give students a bit more room for flexibility in their classes. This extra space reinforces the students' will to work harder toward that A or B.
Well, I'm hoping that it will encourage students to work harder, because now it'll be a little bit easier for them to get into the A, B range, and even the C range. And I was pleased to see that it had changed some.
Well, it gives me a higher chance of passing if possible, and it definitely does give me a little bit more of a comfort zone. So if I'm wavering between the 90s and the 80s, I can always try and bring my grade up, and it's just a little bit easier and a lot less stress on myself.
This new change will benefit students in a variety of ways.
If it helps our students, I'm all for it. If it helps our students earn more keys money, if it helps them be more competitive, then I think it's a great thing.
We have a lot more stories about our kids coming up. Stay with us. Mark your calendar. The JCPS Middle and High School Showcase of Schools is just around the corner. October 16th and 17th at the Kentucky International Convention Center. Learn about option and magnet programs, as well as exciting high school career themes, plus information about the online registration process. Friday, October 16th from 3 to 7 and Saturday, October 17th from 10 to 3. To learn more, call 485-6250 or log on to jcpsky.net.
The Portal is your online link for information about your child's grades, test scores, attendance, career choices, and much, much more. It's a fast and easy way to stay on top of what your child is doing in school. If your child's teacher has set up a virtual classroom, you can log on to JCPS Online and access grades for class assignments or communicate directly with teachers. The Parent Portal offers a convenient way you can stay involved in your child's education.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ballard correspondent Laurel Deppen. Alex R. Kennedy Elementary reopened as an elementary school this year for the first time in 33 years. Principal Kevin Nix gives us a tour and shares some of the school's history.
Do you know which ones will grow? If you look around, you'll see some things grow like you and me.
Alex Kennedy Elementary has a long history. Despite the fact that we reopened this year as an elementary school, the school first began in 1881. It was a one-room schoolhouse until 1925. In 1955, it was built as an elementary school, which it remained until 1982. In 1982, we didn't have the Gene Snyder, we didn't have the population that we had out here that we do now. And then in 1996, it reopened as Kennedy Metro, an alternative middle school. Well, of course, the elementary schools in J-Town and Fern Creek are 700 and 800 kids. So this year, they reopened Alex R. Kennedy to help with the crowding in this cluster.
Take away.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Our big staple will be what's called a STEAM school, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. We're part of a grant. We're one of 5 schools that's part of a grant through Bellarmine. I mean, our future is with kids in robotics, it's with kids in computers, mathematics. We have all the latest and greatest technology. We knew these kids walking in were the first kids in 33 years to return to what the school was actually purposed for, and that was an elementary school.
At the first couple of days, when I walked in the building, I started thinking about that process. What was it like when I was back here?
One of my second grade teachers actually was a graduate of here in 1969.
This is not my first time here as a newer teacher. This is my second year in the district. I went to elementary school here at Alex R. Kennedy. We went over it, you studied it, you did the homework. You get students you have to work extra hard with because they get confused, they don't know. But when they finally get it, I got it, Mr. Smith, and that's when you can see the excitement on their face, which is like so infectious. And it kind of excites you as a teacher, letting you know that, wow, I did something right.
Listening well, listening well.
We had some help with library media services, ordered our library. That was put together literally in 2 days. The folks were incredible. Every computer you see in here is brand new. Every computer you see in classrooms is brand new. Almost every piece of furniture you see for us is brand new. All had to be ordered, all had to be put in place.
You have combined the old with the new. And you think about, for example, I look at the stage in the auditorium, I look at that curtain, I said, that looks like the same curtain that was here when I was a child. That's over 30-some-odd years ago. And you can see the green is starting to fade, but the ARK is still at the top, so I think it is the same.
I want them to feel proud that they went to Alex Kennedy. I want them to be able to look back on this, like I look back on my elementary school, that you just have fond memories. And the biggest thing for us is I want to make sure our kids are prepared for the next level and to go to middle school. But it's not just the academics. It's the fact of, like I said, leaving here and feeling like this is somewhere that's home, that I can always go back to and I'm going to smile when I drive by, whether I'm 18 or whether I'm 50.
U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan visited Jefferson Town High School to check out their School to Career Magnet program.
Good morning, Secretary. You're gonna make some jump shots for me, okay?
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome to Jefferson County High School.
How you doing?
My name is Joe.
Good to see you. Why do you like this class?
I just love it. Everything about it, you know, walking in, the smell of the actual, like I walk in, I smell the actual smell of the room and I just enjoy it. It's just a great atmosphere. I just love this class.
What's changing here in other places, what I love, is the idea of teaching to every child's strengths and interests and not sort of this mass production idea, but all these different pathways, all these different opportunities for students to find their passion, find why they want to come to school. You could just feel, not just the kids' words, but you could feel and sense how happy they are to be here, how much they're learning. That's the joy of great schools.
So ever since freshman year, I've been able to use Inventor and draw stuff up on it. I've made trains and all these cool shapes. But this actually gives you the ability to fabricate what you've actually just created.
I can tell you right now, our application in our robotics club, if say we need a certain part and we can't make it out of a certain class, so we can go ahead and just print it up right here. So say we need a certain gear, just print it up, put it on our bot, and there we go. We have a part.
Basically what we're doing in our classes, we're drawing isometrics on the computer, and we've also been doing a little freehand sketching, that kind of stuff, and then most of our seniors are on co-ops.
Yeah.
So the program just gets us ready for, after high school if we want to go into something engineering related.
You're like 4 or 5 steps ahead of me, so bring it down to basic.
It's a perpetual motion machine that
You're creating this, inventing it. Okay.
Yes, I am.
I think it's great because the kids here understand it, but the kids who see this will understand that school can matter to them. They can have things at school that they look forward to learning. They can have relevance for the lessons that they have in their typical classrooms with the desks all lined up in rows. There's things to do with the education that they get. As public schools, we have to be public. It means we have to make connections with our community partners, with businesses, with parents, the whole shebang in order to work together to get our kids educated, to make them understand that what they're learning is relevant in their life. And I think our numbers are showing that if you do that, the achievement's going to go up, the graduation rate's going to go up because the kids want to be here.
I just want to tell them all about this program, how great it is, how much I love it, and how, it's just a great program in general. For them to put trades into the school and be able to let kids see what they actually want to do throughout their life, I just think it's amazing.
The PRP Pulse is a published literary magazine based on the collaboration of students from creative writing, art, and graphics. Correspondent Abby Anderson brings us the story.
I spread the blanket and watched the stars myself and try to bring forth some of the magic Mom did.
Well, the PRP Pulse is our school's literary magazine. It highlights our students' creative writing and photography and visual art.
The Pulse is just a really good way for students to be able to show their artistic, without just hanging around the school, you know what I mean?
We thought the Pulse would be a great way to get students excited about writing and also a great way to showcase the wonderful work that our students are doing here at school.
Well, my class contributes the visual art, so it could be drawing or painting and sculpture as well.
Art kids have another format and they can actually put a picture to a story, and they really complement each other.
The first couple years, the writing 1 and 2 kids mostly just submit pieces, and so they submit pieces, then it goes through the editorial process. The editorial process is run primarily by my 4th year students. They go through the pieces which are given to them anonymously, and then they rate them, and then I kind of go back behind them and make kind of the final cut.
What I do to contribute to the Pulse is a lot of the times I write stories, and some of them get into the Pulse, and a lot of the times people will actually just come to me personally because they know that I can critique them relatively well, and so we'll work on their stories together to where they feel comfortable submitting it for the Pulse.
My design students work on the project on the computers, and in design they create all the layout for each issue, getting it ready from the very beginning concept to the printed piece. We're currently working on an online edition so that students can be a little bit more involved and keep it more current. As students are writing new pieces, we can publish them immediately and have it something that's a little bit more engaging.
I just appreciate the opportunity to highlight our students' work. Anytime we can recognize our students and our programs, that's a plus for everyone. So I'm very proud of the Pulse. I love the idea of it. I hope it continues. I hope people will value it.
None of my family are here to help me raise the red and gray canvas beast, nor to kindle the fire while I watch the grassy sea move.
This is PRP correspondent Abby Anderson reporting for Our Kids.
Correspondent Morgan Owen takes a look at the free lunch program offered at Fern Creek High School in Laurel Elementary.
The 2014-2015 school year marked the beginning of some big changes in JCPS cafeterias. 96 schools qualified to receive free meals for every one of its students. This year, 31 more schools were added to the list. This means that every student gets breakfast and lunch free every day without having to fill out any forms. Fern Creek's cafeteria manager, Melissa Spalding, talks about how schools become qualified for this program.
We have a high percentage of direct certified students, which could mean foster care, K-TAP, SNAP program, homeless. And once you reach a certain degree or a certain percentage, then you can claim all of your meals as free.
Lower 5th grader Manisha Dangana describes why she thinks the new free lunches are good for students.
I think I think it was good for them to make school lunch and breakfast free because it really helps some people, and it's really good for some people because they might not want to waste their money, because they might want to spend it for college, because sometimes you don't really have enough money to go to college and maybe you want to still learn.
5th grader Desarian Jenkins discusses the changes he's noticed in the lunchroom.
Last year, most of it wasn't free, but now more of it's free, and now I see more people eating school lunch than home from lunch.
Catherine Scott, a senior at Fern Creek, is relieved she no longer has to pay to eat.
The past few years, having to pay for my lunch, it doesn't seem like it adds up. Like, it doesn't seem like much at first, but it adds up throughout the years, and you're actually paying a lot of money.
From elementary school to high school, meals are now one less thing students have to worry about. For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Morgan Owens.
We have more great stories about JCPS students. Stay tuned. Mark your calendar. The JCPS Middle and High School Showcase of Schools is just around the corner. October 16th and 17th at the Kentucky International Convention Center. Learn about option and magnet programs as well as exciting high school career themes, plus information about the online registration process. Friday, October 16th from 3 to 7 and Saturday, October 17th from 10 to 3. To learn more, call 485-6250 or log on to jcpsky.net.
Do you need help providing school clothes for your child? The 15th District PTA Clothing Assistance Program can help provide uniforms and other clothing. Make an appointment with the Family Youth Resource Center at your child's school. Donations of new and gently used uniforms and clothing are also accepted. Call 485-7062 or 485-7450 for more information.
Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ballard correspondent Laurel Deppen. Students at Ramsey Middle School had the chance to have a live Skype conversation with Newbery Award-winning author Vince Vaughter. 6th graders read Vaughter's book and were able to ask the author about his writing process.
Thank you very much for meeting with us here at Ramsey today. We are so excited to have you.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be with you.
We're in Ramsey Middle School, and we just spoke on Skype with Vincent Vaughter.
How's everybody at Ramsey Middle School doing? Well, I hope.
We just had the opportunity to Skype with the author of our summer reading book.
Well, it's about this little boy. His name is Victor, but they call him Paperboy because his friend wanted to go to his grandparents on the farm, but he has a paper route. So Paperboy, as his name is Victor, took it over for him.
I just told them this week we were talking with him, and you could kind of see their faces light up. He's going to take time to talk to us.
There are no bad questions. No questions are off limits.
One question I was asked, what made you write this book? I just wanted to know, is there like a feeling that made you write this book? Did somebody tell you?
I wish I could have asked them what happened to Era T after the book ended, because at the end, there was this huge fight. I wanted to know what happened next.
We felt like Paperboy was a perfect book for our 6th graders because it's a Newbery Honor Award book. The main character of this book has a lot of obstacles he has to overcome. He struggles with stuttering. He has a hard time making friends because he's embarrassed to speak. He gets made fun of at school.
School is very hard. When you're 11 years old, if you stutter, it's a very lonely existence.
I think it's brave. It's really brave to go on to Skype and see all the students here at Ramsey and to answer questions for them about his book.
As a teacher, it was an amazing opportunity. Most of them have read Harry Potter, Maze Runner, all those books, but they've never actually been able to have the interaction with somebody that wrote the book. This 6 weeks, a lot of what we're talking about is how someone's differences affect a community. Even though he had a stutter, he was good at a lot of other things. So just because you have something that holds you back doesn't mean you can't be successful.
As our 6th graders transition into Ramsey, we wanted to create an environment for them that they know they're welcome and let them know that this is a comfortable welcoming place.
I think kind of welcoming and accepting everybody has kind of helped this book help them kind of learn that.
What lesson do you want readers to take from this novel?
Okay, very good question. What lessons should readers take from Paperboy?
If kids today have struggles, we just know to do our best and try, and you can't let it get in the middle of your life.
When you're dealing with problems, you just have to work hard and keep your focus and just keep on going.
All of us here at Our Kids work hard to give you an inside look at all the things going on at JCPS. Elena Coulter shows us how the production of Our Kids comes together.
Every month, students submit video packages to Our Kids about something unique JCPS students are involved with. The video packages that are produced range anywhere from school sporting events to language learning programs. The three main producers of feature stories are Fern Creek High School, Ballard High School, and PRP High School. Each of these schools have a telemedia program. Students come up with these stories by themselves, pitch them to their instructor, and even go to other schools to interview people and record video.
So we start off and we get our project assignments, and then we go out to schools around JCPS and we get footage and get interviews, and then we come back to school and it takes a few days to edit the package all together, and then we end up sending our finished project out to Our Kids, and they use it in their monthly show.
Ballard Jr. and Our Kids correspondent Lindsay Lasanti shares her excitement about feature stories and what she has learned from producing them as well.
Probably the hardest part about getting the story together was like the B-roll. There was so much B-roll that we had to get, and I wasn't used to it before. So that was a good experience, I think, for like real world, and it was really getting me ready for like what actual news packages are like, and it was really eye-opening to see how everything is done.
Not only does Our Kids use feature stories from students, but it is hosted by students as well.
They printed out the script for me that I could read over the night before, and so when I got there I kind of already knew what I was doing, and Heidi explained everything to me and explained what I was going to be doing, and we filmed it in sections. You know, we took a couple tries at each section. And I was reading off a teleprompter, and there was the lights, there was the studio, it was all very professional, and that's why I enjoyed it so much.
So as you can see, Our Kids is a big hit to people in school as well as out of school.
For Our Kids, about Our Kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Elena Coulter.
In Our Kids news, we'd like to congratulate the DuPont Manual High School World Quest team on their first place win at the national competition in Washington, D.C. The academic competition tests students' knowledge of international affairs, geography, history, and culture. Each student winner receives a $2,500 scholarship toward a study abroad program. Thanks for watching our show. We hope you enjoyed it. You can find full episodes of Our Kids on the JCPS YouTube channel. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.